Hey everybody, good evening. So it's been a while since I made one of these. This season I promised Reddit and a couple of people that I would make tutorial videos for different holiday songs this season. So I'm making good on that promise, and I'm starting with a request from a friend of mine for Auld Syne, which is Scottish for literally old long since, but we just translate it as days gone by. As with previous tutorials, I'm going to start with the song. I'll play through it once, and then I'll break down the key it's in, the chords, and then some of the techniques that I'm using throughout the song. So here is the Auld Lang Syne. I like this. It's a very mellow song. It's very calming. It's fun to play. And the version I'm playing is very simple. I try to make it simple at least. So the key I play it in is G major. And I picked this key because we're going to make a lot of use of the open G string by playing it in G major. So it'll hopefully make the chords easier and more simple. And at its base, the song really is only three chords. It's G, D, and C. But I do kind of toss in a few extra chords here and there to make the song a little bit more varied. So the first part, you start with a second fret of the C string. You play second fret and then third fret of the E string. Another caveat is that when I play my uke, when I finger pick, I tend to assign fingers to each string. I anchor with my pinky, and then my thumb will play the G and C strings. Index finger plays the E string, and middle finger plays the A string. So this is only one style of finger picking. It's not very comfortable if you're not used to it at first. So you could also just use your thumb to pluck everything. So whatever is comfortable for you, just go with it. So then back to the song. The first couple of notes is all based off the G chord. So first you start with 2 of the C string, and then third of the E string, and then I put my middle finger on the second of the E string, so and then finally second of the A string. So all together. And if you want to, on that last note, you can actually downstrum a G chord. And next we go from a G to a D chord. Now most people play the D chord with all three fingers on the second fret of the G, C, and E strings, or they might bar it with one finger, but I'm actually going to make it simpler by only using two fingers, index on the second of the D string, and then middle on the second of the E string, we're leaving the G open. So technically this is a D chord with an added G. So it'd be like a D add 4 chord if you know any music theory. But just think of it as a simpler D chord. It actually sounds a lot nicer because you have the extra G to give the chord more depth. Because if you just play it the way we normally play it, we actually repeat the A string. So by taking that off and having that open G string instead, it's a fuller chord, which I like. It's simpler, easier to play, and you get more depth from it. So we have the first part. That's the G chord, and then you transition to a D chord, 2 fingers, down strum. And then you play open G, open A. And then you can hammer on with your ring finger, 2nd fret of the A string. And then repeat it. And then back to G chord. I pluck both. You have a G chord. I pluck both the 2nd and 3rd, 2nd of the D, C, and then 3rd of the E string at the same time. And then I downstrum the full chord. And then I stretch my pinky to the 5th of the A string. Downstrum, downstrum, and then I play all open strings, except I play the 7th of the A. So this is a variant of the C major chord. And then next I play a G chord, but I play it with the 2nd of the C string, 3rd of the E string, and then I stretch my pinky to the 5th of the A string. And then I go back to a normal G chord. And then you can play a D chord here, that simple D chord again with 2 fingers. And then you downstrum the chord, and open G, open A. Or if you want to add a little bit more variety, you can actually play, which is kind of like a B chord, but I strip off a couple of notes. But what it looks like is a D chord, that simple D chord, but instead of the 2nd fret of the C string, I'm playing the 3rd fret of the C string. And I'm using my ring finger to hit that 3rd fret of the C string, and then middle finger to hit that 2nd fret of the E string. So it's like the D chord from before, except you replace this finger with a ring finger on the 3rd fret of the C string. So you play the chord, either this or this. Whichever chord you play, the next part, again, open G, open A, and then 2nd fret of the A string, play that, and then open, and then all open strings. So I just play open C, E, and G strings at the same time. And then I play E, and then D, D as in 2nd fret of the C string. And then I end with 3rd fret of the E string, which is a G chord. G, the note G. So again, the song, but slowly this time. That D chord, open, G, A. Then you stretch, and then you play 7th of the A string. You can also play a G7 chord, again, if you want more variety, and then stretch to the 5th fret of the A string with that pinky, and then C. The thing is that stretching is a lot harder with the G7 chord as compared to this typical G chord. Or if you can't squeeze your fingers like this, you can just skip the chord altogether and just play a D by itself, which is the 5th of the A string, and then slide to the 7th. So up to you. And then back down. That G chord, except it's index on 2nd of the C, middle finger on 3rd of the E, and then pinky on the 5th of the A. And then G chord twice, and then again either D, the simple D, or this special B7 chord. And then 2nd of the A. So you can just play it, and then play open, or hammer on, whatever you want to do. And then open, C, E, G. Then you play open E. And then 2nd of the C string, which is a D note, and end with G. So that's basically the entirety of the song. You just repeat parts here and there. I don't know much Scottish, but I know that much, at least. And this is an awesome song to kick off the new year. If you guys have any questions or comments, please let me know in the section below. If you want more, like the video, subscribe, and I'll post more holiday songs for this upcoming holiday season. So, enjoy playing, everybody. Happy holidays, and practice. That's the best thing you can do.